king. He's back. The one and only best bet Bish. He's on fire. He's done it. Everyone watching, he's landed the 3 out of 3. Bish, how you feeling? Are you ready for week 6? Because you can't get any better than you've done last weekend.
Yeah, it were good. It were nice as well. Two flew in straight away, and then we had to wait for the 9 o'clock games for the other one. But yeah, great to be, 3 out of 3 back in, almost back to profit. Just still a unit and a half down, but yeah, it's a nice confidence boost that I needed. So ready to go for week 6, and hopefully we can go back to back.
We needed it, Bish, to be honest. I don't want to put a downer on a great weekend, but we definitely needed it. But yeah, you delivered. You delivered in good stead, and I think the viewers will be happy. And hopefully, obviously, you can use it to get on the roll, because we needed to get on some roll. I did okay. Tag did okay. So we'll go through it. Let's celebrate your 3 out of 3, Bish. Here's yours.
Yeah, I think the only one that was in trouble was possibly Gus Edwards. I think he scraped it. I think he got about 45, 46. So Justice Hill came back and challenged him there for backfield carries. But Brees Hall, yeah, that one were pretty solid. And Achan, well, that were a walk in the park, that one. So yeah, the running backs delivered. It's been a poor start for the running backs, but they're back with a bang.
They are, yeah. Devon Achan, what a play, Bish. How good has he been during these first 5 weeks?
He's outstanding, and the beauty of it is there's so much speed on the field. You can't defend everything. You've got Tyreek, you've got Jalen Waddle, which just means whoever that running back is, you're just going to have so much free space to run into, because you can't leave any of them wide receivers on their own. So I think I read the top 8 quickest times in the NFL this year are all from the Miami Dolphins. It's just like speed kills, and it's crazy. So whichever running back is in there, get on them, because or whichever 2 running backs, they're sharing the load a bit. But yeah, there's just so much space for them.
Yeah, for gamblers watching, they're actually the number 1 passing offense in the league, but they're also the number 1 rushing offense in the league. They're breaking all sorts of offensive records. There's loads of videos online about how they can, how judging what other number 1 rushers, number 1 receiving teams do, and it's looking good for them. Obviously, they had the tough game against Buffalo, but otherwise, they look good, Bish. I think they're pushing towards Super Bowl. I think they've got a few things on the defensive side, because they end up in these big shootouts, but I don't know. It's looking good for Miami, Bish.
Yeah, it's looking good. It's a long season. Injuries are coming up. We spoke about Achan there. He's on injured reserve. He picked up a knee injury. So, but they've got a conveyor belt of running backs who can keep coming back. So I think Jeff Wilson's likely to play this week. But I think the biggest thing is keeping Tyreek Hill fit. Well, I suppose Tyreek Hill and Tua. If you keep them 2 fit, Tyreek Hill, just like I said, you can't leave him alone. So it just opens up the space underneath. So I think if they can keep fit, yeah, they'll I think they've got a game coming up with the Chiefs, so that'll be an interesting one to see how that goes. But offensively, definitely, they're going to take some stopping.
Yeah, I will go through mine quickly. Saints +1, Bish. I think one of my best bets of the year. That one, it.
I think that's the easiest underdog ever to win that one. 34 points. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah.
With my second one, Anthony Richardson under 47.5 rushing yards, and the Titans -2. The Titans let me down on this one, didn't they? Richardson, well, did get under rushing yards, but because of an injury, I'd say I got a bit lucky. But yeah, the Titans, Bish, what did you make of this game?
Yeah, they're interesting. It's I don't we spoke about it before. I don't know one week to the other. One week they're really good. The next week they're not. Traditionally they're a running team, and now they're trying to change that and service DeAndre Hopkins. So yeah, it's a bit of a bit of a mess at the minute for him. But on the other hand, I think the Colts did really well. You know, we've spoke about Zach Moss and what he's doing to the team, and Gardner Minshew came in as well and delivered. So yeah, it's interesting times for both those teams.
And then my third one was both teams plus one touchdown in each half, with Gibbs and Phelan touchdowns. This one becomes slightly void, but they did land. We did call for Carolina to do it, and they did it, Bish, didn't they? I called it. It was a good game. It was actually a good game to watch. I got a bit unlucky, I'd say, that Jahmyr Gibbs didn't play. So otherwise, I think I would have been on for that one, and would have been. I got close to my 3 out of 3, but tweak on that Titans, and obviously got a bit unlucky with Jahmyr Gibbs not playing.
Yeah, that were a good one. That, like as I said, I wasn't too sure about Bryce Young, but you know, watching the highlights of that one, he's still making some mistakes, but you know, you expect that from a rookie quarterback. And but yeah, Adam Thielen, he's having a great start to the season.
And then we'll go through tags, touchdown, treble. Bish, do you want to take us through it?
Yeah, so we got Bijan in there. We swapped Amon Ra out for Josh Reynolds. That was an injury change. Josh Reynolds delivered, and then Mark Andrews. He just fingertips. Otherwise, that would have been a treble as well. So yeah, Baltimore. They had, I don't know, they must have had butter on the hands and gloves at the weekend because nothing was sticking. So yeah, hopefully he can improve this week.
Yeah, it was quite funny watching Baltimore. I'm actually quite confident with them this week, so I'm not going to rely on them. Drops were a consistent thing, and I've got some hopes for them, as you might see. But Bish, the man of the hour, the man of the week, can he make it 2 in a row? Take us through your week 6.
Straight up then, we'll go with... So we've got TJ Hawkinson over 51.5 receiving yards. And I'm sure everyone's aware of the big news of Justin Jefferson going down. And sort of the talk is of Jordan Addison stepping up. And I actually think TJ Hawkinson will be stepping up because I think Addison, he is a number 2 receiver from what I've seen from him. You know, he's still quite young in his NFL career. He still needs to put on a bit of size. And against a number 1 wide receiver, number 1 cornerback, I think it'll be tough for him. So, but I think TJ Hawkinson, this is his game to shine, really. He's playing against the Bears. The Bears have had a bad start against tight ends. Well, against passing in general, the second worst ranked team against the pass. And coming in, the Vikings were the number 2 ranked team. So this is going to be through the air, I think, for the Vikings. And I've just saying on the Bears, bad against tight ends. That last week they gave up 9 receptions, 77 yards, and a touchdown. And then to tight ends this year, they've given up 7 receptions to Kelsey, 6 to Cade Otton, and 3 to Musgrave at the Packers, but he went for over 50 yards. So Hawkinson's hit this line over on 3 occasions out of 5 this year. And in another one, he's had 8 receptions. So I think if he gets that extra work, he gets those receptions, I think we get over this line. So yeah, Hawkinson over 51.5 for the Vikings.
Brilliant. Yeah, I think that life without Jettis will be Justin Jefferson will be tough for the Vikings. Based, they've obviously had a bad start in general. They just can't get the wins. They're playing great on offense. I think like you said, all the metrics are very good for them, but they need to get that rush game going, and they need to shore up the defense. It was the big issue last year. They got away with it with these close games, and I don't know. I think without our man, it'll be tough. Bish, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, I think both teams have got poor defenses. You know, Bears have had a bit of revival last week, putting 40 points up against the Commanders. So if Fields can find DJ Moore and he goes off again, then as we say every week in, week out for the last 18 months, the Vikings are going to have to throw the ball to score points. So I'm just relying on that, really. I'm relying on both teams scoring and both teams' bad defense. So hopefully that brings it home for us.
Take us through your second.
My second one, Josh Downs over 42.5 receiving yards. So Josh Downs is rookie wide receiver for the Colts. And we've just spoke about Richardson getting injured, and Gardner Minshew comes in for the Colts. And with Gardner Minshew, Downs sees a 25% target share, which is pretty high. You know, he seems to be his favourite wide receiver. In the last 2 games, he's had last week against the Titans, he had 6 out of 6 catches for 97 yards. And then against the Ravens, he had 8 catches for 57 yards. So he's comfortably covered them too in those 2 games. And the Jags are pretty good against the run. So I think the Colts are going to have to pass the ball here to get it done. And I think that's with the Jags sort of having 2 road games, 2 games in the UK and now back in America. I'm sort of jumping on that as a bit of an advantage, I think, for the Colts, really. So I'm hoping, Gardner Minshew finds his favourite wide receiver and he can get us those 43 yards we need.
Yeah, basically, I think I was discussing with you beforehand here. This is the one that I'm slightly worried about out of your 3. I think I'm confident in the other 2, just because over the years, I think where these receivers have come in and a quarterback's like them, I think sometimes it's fresh. The teams plan for other things, and when a team can actually concentrate on a receiver that obviously Minshew loves in Josh Downs, they might be able to shut him down if he's not that elite wide receiver. This will be a big test, I think, to discover whether Josh Downs can become a good to / great wide receiver in this league and have a long-lasting career, or he's going to get found out. Hopefully, obviously for you and for himself, that he is the dude and he can be a great wide receiver for years to come. But I think this is the test, Bish. I'll be honest with you. I think this is his test.
No, this will be good. Like you said, Pittman Jr. is the number 1 wide receiver on this team, so he'll get a bit of attention. You probably have Downs as second, maybe even third. Alec Pierce is pretty good as well. So just what they're nowhere near the Dolphins' offense, but similar to what they do, they have great running backs. Zach Moss is playing well. Jonathan Taylor's playing well. So you can't cover everyone. So yeah, I'm just hoping that Josh Downs can find himself free at certain times and get those receptions from a quarterback that seems to like him at the minute.
I like it, Michelle. Let's go, Josh Downs. All right.
And then the third one, I was torn on this one. I literally flipping the coin in this game between Joe Mixon and Kenneth Walker, but I've gone with Joe Mixon unders here, under 64.5 rushing yards. We've spoke about the Bengals. They've had a bit of a slow start. They're actually the second worst rushing team in the league at the minute. And the Seahawks against the run, they're ranked 6th, so that they're a decent team against the run. But on the flip side of that, the Seahawks are really good against the run, but they're the 3rd worst against the pass. And we just saw last week what the Bengals and Jamar Chase did. And I just think it'll be similar this week. They'll look to throw the ball often and early. Chase had 15 receptions last week. Burrow had 36 completed passes. He threw 46 attempts, which is quite high, but he only had 317 yards. If you take away the one big bomb down the field of 60 plus, that's lots of little throws. That seems to be what the Bengals have been about for the last 18 months or so. So I just think Joe Mixon doesn't really get going on the ground in this game. Although he has cleared this line in his last 3 games, but against the top 3 defenses he's faced this year, he's only cleared it once against the Titans. He come unstuck against the Browns and the Ravens. So yeah, it's I'd say this is probably the one of the 3 that I'm most unsure about. But I'm hoping that the Seahawks can snuff him out on the ground here. So yeah, Mixon under on the rushing yards.
Yeah, I'm not sure where I stand with Mixon, Bish. It'd be a good conversation because he gets that much volume, doesn't he? That I think he probably gets away with not being. I don't think he's been elite for this season, really. In the back end of last year, I think the question is with all running backs in this league: is it the offensive line or is it the running back? And it's all the age. Obviously, with David Montgomery, there's a couple every year. DeAndre Swift this year. There's these running backs that might not do amazing in some teams, but actually are really good when they get and they actually get a bit of space. I wonder which camp Mixon fits into, because there's always the one where the running back isn't that good, but has that much open space that he's looks good, a bit like Leonard Fournette a year or two ago.
Yeah.
So an interesting one.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he is that volume back, a bit similar to Najee Harris, a couple of years ago. That the Bengals' offensive line has had worries since they were back in the Super Bowl against the Rams. Probably a year since Burrow came in as a rookie, 2020, to be honest. So, yeah, it's I think it's a bit of both, like you're saying. Mixon is dependable, but he's probably not that X factor back that they are out there in the league. So. Behind that O line and with the tendency that they have to pass, I'm hoping, that we can bring that one home.
Billy, I'm with you. Yeah, I'll take you through my bets of Week 6. We'll start off. We've got the LA Rams versus the Arizona Cardinals at -7. I believe in this Rams offense, Bish. They've in the last few games, they've the bad one was against the Bengals, but otherwise they've scored 29 points, 23 points. That's the last two. They're doing pretty well. That was against the Eagles and the Colts. Well, obviously the Eagles are very elite defense. The Colts are a mid-range defense, but they've got Cooper Kupp back. Last week, getting into things, you could see still getting in, but looked very good. He's back now. I'd say he's fully back. That he's getting into the offense. Pakanakua, that's his pronunciation. I've heard about 50 different ones now, but Pakanakua I'll go with. Looked awesome. Again, got that touchdown to not save his day, but even add to his great season so far. So he's legit, even with Cooper Kupp there. I think they just look good. They've got a decent rushing game. I like this offense, and I think the Arizona Cardinals have actually been a bit of a success, but I don't know how happy they are with that success, Bish. I think it's well known that they're going for that number 1 pick. Obviously, the players individually be happy they're winning, but that boardroom, there's a lot of trade talk. There's a lot of talk that things are happening. And with James Conner going down, probably the one star on that offense at the moment, I don't think it's there yet. I think the tank's going to start to go in. I think they're probably showing people that, hey, we're still good. Don't forget about us. I think the tank's now starting. They probably don't want loads more wins, and I think it'd be good that they've had some great games this year, haven't they? Obviously beat the Cowboys. They're going close, but I don't know. I think this is the game for the Rams. It's not a statistic based one. My over unders always. I think I start this, not my over under. My game, my pick for winning team. I'd go off feeling a lot, but I've been pretty good on this one, because I normally get my 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
1 out of 3 on this pick on my on the handicap team, because I feel like I've got a good feel for it. Obviously, I watch every game's highlights and red zone and individual, so I watch a lot, and I feel like this is the Rams' week. They've got all their offense together, and it's on, as I describe it. It's on against a vulnerable team, and I think they'll be looking to get things going. So a bit of a feel pick, but it's gone well for me so far, so I'm going with it again.
Yeah, you can't argue with this part of the game, can you? So you've nailed this one. I've actually gone against this one. That might be the Rams fan in me, but I think +7's a bit much. It started at, I think, -5.5, and it's got all the way up to 7. But yeah, like you said, the offense is purring. There were Matthew Stafford just overthrew Tutu Atwell last week. Otherwise, the Rams go in front and it's a different game in the second half. So the offense is flying. My only worry is dealing with Hollywood Brown. He's Josh Dobbs seems to be cutting it loose a little bit. A bit like you said, no one expected much from him. They go into games as underdogs. Nothing to prove. Let's go out and have fun. And he seems to be doing all right. So that's probably my only worry. The Rams defense has been good, to be fair. A lot of young players in there, but I think this, he's got some speed that can really hurt you. So, yeah, I'm just that's probably my only worry.
I'll take it. No, it's a fair worry, but no, it's just a feeling. I think they're coming, bitch. I know you can't say that as a Rams fan because you don't want to go for it and then get it wrong and you wood and all that. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm a Rams fan for this week. I've actually added Matthew Stafford to my fantasy team as my starting quarterback. I've got this bet, so I'm all in, bish. I'm all in.
Nice.
If viewers need any confidence, I'm all in. And hopefully I can convince the viewers to be in with me. My other bet of the week is the Seahawks at Bengals. Got this at over 45 points and Kenneth Walker to get a touchdown. The odds on this were better than I thought, to be honest, Bish. I think the Bengals have getting things going. They had that one horrendous game versus the Titans. But other than that, they've scored 24 points, 24 points again, 19. Obviously had the dud in the 3 points, but then got it going again against the Cardinals with 34 points. So I think the Bengals are now going. They're getting things going. Obviously, Jamar Chase, after his infamous statement saying, "I'm always open," Joe Burrow has gone, "All right, then, let's see." Yeah. And he was always open.
Yeah. 7-11.
Yeah, he backed up his statement and he did it in emphatic fashion. I think they're going. I don't with the Bengals. I'm not too fussed about how good even the defense is. I know that Seahawks defense has been good in the rushing side, but then, as you even said earlier, they've not been good against them wide receivers. I think it's all on the wide receivers are going. They've got all three. Tyler Boyd, is T Higgins is on? I know they were.
I'm not 100% sure. I've not seen an update on him yet.
I've not seen actually. I just said all three are out, but then I've just remembered I need to check that again. But yeah, which is the live update is T Higgins back. But yeah, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase is good enough alone, and yeah, I think they're at it. And then if you look at the Seahawks side, the Seahawks offense has actually been really good this year. The only dud they had was against the Rams, and I think that was very early on in the season. They only scored 13, but other than that, they've scored 37 points, 37 again, and then 24. So if you do the math here, two defenses that aren't amazing, two defenses that complement each other in terms of, as we said, the wide receiver corp at the Bengals versus the poor. Pardon me, the poor cornerbacks of the Seahawks, and then the other way around, the Seahawks have got an overall, I'd say, good offense. Kenneth Walker's scored a touchdown, I think, in every game but one, I believe. Let me have a quick check here. Because I want to get it right.
Mm-hmm. Just a T Higgins update. He's been limited in training, so they're saying he's got a chance, but he'll have to train Friday.
So he scored in every game but the first game of the season's against the Rams. He scored 2 against Detroit, 2 against Carolina, and 1 against New York Giants. So I think the odds are stacked in this one, Bish. I think it was quite a safe bet, and it's going to be a score fest. They complement each other well, and Kenneth Walker's been awesome so far this year, except the first game of the season. So I'll stop ranting. But
no, I like this one. You know, I'd quite happily take this one for my bet. I think I might get on it myself, to be honest. Like you said, they both match up perfectly. The Seahawks can't defend the pass. The Bengals can't defend the run. So both teams can score points. So it'll be hopefully a good one to watch on Red Zone.
I like that. Hey, it's first time. I think that might be the first time you've ever voted. I'm getting this myself.
That's 100%. I'm backing that 100%.
Brilliant. I appreciate the support. I'm happy I've got one for you. And then my third one is obviously the typical Bet365 special that they go on the app. We're looking for sponsorship, Bet365. So get on the app and get on this with me. It's the 49ers to win, to score over 23.5 points. And then Christian McCaffrey, to get 2 or more touchdowns. This is probably the riskier one of the lot, Bish. Not in terms of the 49ers winning. I think it should be a comfortable win for the 49ers. I think they should score over 23.5 points. The issue is that 2 touchdowns for McCaffrey. I think he's only done that once this year. So it's not something he does. He normally gets his one and says, "I'm good. I'll just get all your rushing. I'll get all the rushing yards in the world." But yeah, he did it against Arizona. He got 3 touchdowns. He's got one against every other team. So he's had a good year. That's the part I'm worried about. So I'll just get that out of the way. That's the risky part. But the Cleveland Browns, what are they good at? Amazing against the quarterback, rushing the quarterback. Their offensive line gets there. Obviously, David Njoku got concerned whether he's actually playing because of. Have you seen the picture?
Yeah, he played in that last week. That's crazy. Yeah, I saw
Played
the picture.
last week. His face is completely scalded. I think there's reports whether he might be resting this week and dealing with some of them burns because they're definitely they're not they're not surface level. Them bish, weren't they? So that's probably their main rushing threat gone. And they've not been good against the run anyway, Bish. They've not been good against the run anyway. I think they ranked 28th in rushing yards allowed. So it's a team that can be rushed on. McCaffrey's the best running back in the league, probably by a good few inches as well. And it's against a team that's amazing against the quarterback and not against the run. That means a lot of check downs and a lot of passing. And hopefully McCaffrey can get on the end of some of that. The Browns, they've been good, and I think they will get enough points to make San Francisco get the 23 points. I've got no worries about their offense. They've been fantastic. I think they rank second in the league on offense, Bish. If you're, I'll chuck that one off you randomly. I'll report.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they ranked second or third in offense, and they've just been unbelievable. Obviously, Brandon Ayuk's had a good year. Debo's now had a good year. He's getting it back. He's getting back in there, and obviously it's all about McCaffrey. And then also George Kittle had a fantastic game last. So the offense has just got stars all over. The defense is notoriously unbelievable, led by Nick Bosa. But I think the Browns' offense will tick enough, maybe get about 18 points and just make San Fran get probably 30, 32 points just to make that win comfortable like they've done all year long. Give me your thoughts, Biss. I'm sold.
There's just something to look at. There's a weather warning on this one. There's supposed to be a monsoon in the area, so I'm not sure whether that's around kickoff or not. So that's one thing to look at. But I agree with you, really. The only thing is McCaffrey, like you said. I can't see Cleveland keeping up in terms of points, but I can see 49ers keep scoring. It's just how much do they use McCaffrey? I think he's, like you said, he's good for his 1 touchdown, 100 yards, and then it's a case of do we put him in bubble wrap because it's a long season. He's obviously got a history with injuries. Last week against the Cowboys, they did a number on them, and then they brought in Jordan Mason, Tyrion Davis Price as well. So they shared the work a little bit once the job was done. So yeah, hopefully he can get it all done in the first half, and then he can go rest up.
I hope so, Bish. That, like you said, that one you'll tell within that first half if he's already got a touchdown and they're on a drive to get a second, and McCaffrey's there, we've got a chance. Otherwise, if they're in that second half and they're 30 up, I think it's squeaky bum time on that bet. But yeah, so get watching that first half, and hopefully he can bring it in nice and early like he did in Arizona.
Yeah.
Bish, take us through. Obviously, we've still got the London game to go. We've got another special on that. Wait till the end. But Bish, we've got Tag's touchdown treble. Hit us with it.
Yeah, he was so close last week. That's my. Oh no, I'm getting ahead of myself. I was thinking of his Titans one, but yeah. So his touchdown treble is all running backs this week. It was close with the one last week. All running backs. There's no price actually on Joe Mixon at the minute, so we couldn't get a price for the treble. But it's gone with Cam Akers for the Panthers. Traded. Seems to be getting that's actually the Vikings, isn't it? Not the Panthers.
I think
it should be the Vikings. They're playing the Panthers. No, they're not. They're not playing the Panthers at all.
Oh God,
we'll do some editing here. Anyway, he's gone with Cam Akers there. Brian Robinson and Joe Mixon for the touchdown treble. So yeah,
I think
decent shouts.
pretty safe. Other than the Cam Akers one, obviously depends how much time he gets. It's a timeshare now. Obviously, like you said, in Minnesota, Mattison's not been very good, but he's still leading that backfield. So I think it depends what they give Cam Akers in the offense. If it's close and Mattison gets some time, maybe an injury, maybe a bit of too much work, get Akers in and let him get a touchdown for the boys.
Yeah, well, we've spoke about Mattison before, haven't we? He's not been doing it. That's, I think you called the trade, didn't you? And then it happened. So hopefully Cam Akers will come in and get that workload. And he's settled in now. He's had a few weeks. So in a game that we expect points, against the Bears, hopefully he can get one across.
Bish, you've complimented me more this show than I think you've ever done before. So I'm feeling it. I'm feeling good.
When it's due, I deliver.
I appreciate it. All right, the third London game. Let's get it. I think it'd be a good one. It might be one heavy on the defensive side of the ball. Two great defenses, but some exciting players. Bish, what's your thought on this? You'll be there, Bish. Give us everything.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I actually won Tag's testimonial night that we promoted, on our draft night. I went to that and they had a red zone competition. You had to pick first touchdown or anytime touchdown scorers from each game, the amount of points in the 6 o'clock games and things like that. And I actually won the came out on top. So I got 2 tickets for this game. So massive thank you for Tag and the guys at NFL UK, Mike White, for sorting that out. So I'm hoping there's going to be points, but as you said, these two teams, they're sort of historically run the ball and defend well. So it's going to be interesting. I think the Titans have sort of changed it around this year, as we spoke about earlier, finding DeAndre Hopkins, Ty Spears out of the backfield. So I think they're seeing passing the ball a bit more. Maybe that's Derek again. The O-line, we spoke about the O-line. Getting to Derrick Henry a bit more. So it will be interesting. Ravens last week, again, a team who are trying to throw the ball a little bit, not helped by drops from the receivers. So I'm looking forward to it, though. Looking forward to seeing Lamar Jackson, in live action. So, but that's why I've gone with the unders, because it's just, that's how I see it going, to be honest. The Ravens, they've hit the unders, under 41 points in the last 3 out of 5. And another one was it actually hit 41 on the head. So, and the Titans have been under it in 4 of the last 5. So, what else can I say? I'm not sure. Two defensive stout teams who generally run the ball. So it might be a quick game because the ball's going to be in play and the clock's going to move pretty quick. So yeah, be a very short toilet break in between downs.
Yeah, I'm with you, Bish. Like you said, it's I don't know if this game suits the Ravens to be the Ravens. Sorry, the Titans. That offensive line's not brilliant for them. Like you said, I think that's why Ty Spears, the smaller, fast and swiftier running back out of the backfield's getting probably a bit more success. Derrick Henry just can't get downfield. He's a downfield runner. He needs to get to top speed because he's unstoppable if he gets there. But it's tough, Bish. So I'm with you. And then the wide receiver room. It's led by DeAndre Hopkins. He is looking older. They're getting him the ball. They were forcing him the ball probably earlier on, but he's looking okay, Bish. But I'm not sold by it. And this Ravens defense, it's averaging 3.6 sacks, I think, around. They've got 5 sacks twice this season, a 4-sack game, a 3-sack game, only one sack game. Cut 4 interceptions on the season, Bish. So I think the Ravens, I think that Ravens defense is going to show out and really put a damper on this Tennessee Titans offense, and that's why I've gone the Ravens -4. I'm with you. I think it's going to be a really low scoring game, probably a lot of field goals. I don't think either team are amazing at getting in the red zone and getting there. So I think I can see it being a 17-9 type of game, and that's if I'm being. That's probably where I'm seeing it. Tennessee, I think, are going to really struggle. Bish, I think it's perfect game for Baltimore. I keep getting it. Yeah. No, I got that right, didn't I? Perfect game for Baltimore. Just stylistically, I think NFL is about the stylistic matchups, and occasionally something does happen where it blows up in your face, but it does normally go towards these styles, and I think it's a tailor-made matchup for this Baltimore Ravens. So, Bish, take us, give us your thoughts on my -4, because I think you were a bit nervous about this.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know with the Ravens that they're flatter to deceive a little bit. Maybe it is those drops from last week. I think they were a better team, but to go down 17-10, it's. You just expect more. Well, I expect a lot more from that offense. So, and the Titans, those who have been with us for 5 weeks, I can't pick the Titans from week to week. So no idea what's going to happen there. But if you go with the London game sort of hoodoo, the team who travels earlier generally settles better and gets the result, as the Jags found out last week with the Bills coming. So the Bills, the Ravens came early. They've been here for the majority of the week. We're filming this Thursday night UK time, so the Titans haven't left yet. They're flying in quite late. So if you go in with that, the Ravens 3 or 4 days head start in terms of the jet lag and things. So can they start fast? Get in front and slowly eat away at that -4. Quite possibly, I think.
I think, yeah, I'm a big believer in jet lag. Some people don't believe in it. It whacks me bad, and obviously the Bills look like it took them a half to even have a chance of getting into the game. Yeah, I think the Baltimore just going to squeeze Tennessee. Tennessee in and out. Let's get this game over with. We'll say hi to all the UK fans and let's get gone. Baltimore have embraced it a bit more. Like you said, they've come early. They're doing more. They're doing more production, aren't they? They're getting on social media more. They're doing more to be about this game.
Yeah.
Tennessee, like you said, Tennessee are just coming and going, and I think that gives Baltimore a massive head start in terms of morale, in terms of getting the body right, and in terms of just wanting to win this game that they've travelled bloody hell 10 hours to get 10 hours to get to overseas. So yeah, I'm with you. And then Bish, tags, quick one.
Yeah, Mark Andrews. He was a fingertip away last week, so he's backed him again this week for the treble there. So yeah, hopefully no dropsies, and he can get that in.
Yeah, it's a good week, Bish. I'm pretty confident in mine. I've said that every week, but I'm actually a couple of weeks I've said I'm not sure. I'm confident in yours. I'm confident in mine this week, Bish. I think I played a bit safer than I normally do. Because I want my 3 out of 3. I've seen your success, and I want a bit of that. So I'm safer bets. I still kept to my way of doing a single, a double, and a treble. But yeah, let's have it. Bish, good luck again. If you do it 2 weeks in a row, Bish, they'll be coming from everywhere asking.
The views will be going up.
Best bet, Bish. As Tag did last year, did he? 2 or 3.
That's it, yeah.
We're all over, and everyone were asking, where's this Tag treble? We want Tag's treble. They'll be saying, best bet, Bish, where is he? So good luck, pal. We'll quickly run over them again, and yeah. I'll start with mine. Get mine over with. Rams -7 again. Explain a gut feeling. I've been good with my gut feelings this so far. Their offense is rolling, and I think a big week against the Cardinals. I've got Seahawks and Bengals over 45 points. Kenneth Walker touchdown. Kenneth Walker's got a touchdown in every game but one this year. The Bengals Seahawks. It's a matchup beauty for red zone and offensive football. The Seahawks can't guard wide receivers. Bengals can't guard the run. Let's have it. And then finally, 49ers win, score over 23.5 points with Christian McCaffrey, 2 or more touchdowns. I'm confident in the 23.5 points. Obviously, 49ers to win this one. Christian McCaffrey, though, getting 2 or more touchdowns against the team that have been mid, aren't they, Bish? I don't know. The Cleveland Browns, they've been up and down, but I'm confident he can get the two and show up this weekend. Bish, take us through yours.
We've got TJ Hawkinson over 51.5 receiving yards for the Vikings. We've got Josh Downs over 42.5 receiving yards for the Colts. And Joe Mixon under 64.5 rushing yards for the Bengals. So, yeah, we've mixed it up. We've not so much running back heavy this week. We're trying to get it done through the air.
One of every offensive position there that could receive a touchdown. I like it. And then we've got Tag's touchdown treble.
We've got Cam Akers for the Vikings. We've got Brian Robinson for the Commanders and Joe Mixon for the Bengals.
And then the London game, 2:30, Size Sports, and it probably is. I keep getting mixed up.
ITV.
ITV. It'd be on ITV one more time. Let's enjoy it. I've loved having them, Bish. Sorry, I'll click off. I'll just say again, I've loved having these on. It's a lovely prelude to the games later, and it just gets you warmed up, gets you into it. Last weekend, got to admit, I was a bit hungover. I was laid down on the couch, just watching it, felt brilliant, and then it got me up for that 6 o'clock where we got to watch your three come in. So I were buzzing. But take you through the bets quickly. We've got Bishers at under 41 total points. He thinks it's going to be a big defensive matchup. I've got the Ravens winning at -4. I think I just don't think the Tennessee Titans match up well against this Ravens defense. But Tag does have Mark Andrews anytime touchdown. Because he's the man. He's Lamar's favourite target and probably the second or third best tight end in the league. Bish, give us your thoughts.
I'm looking forward to it. Week 6, it flies by, doesn't it? It flies by. We're building some confidence. We're getting those viewers in. We're rewarding them with a bit of money in the pocket. So long may it continue.
Come on, Bish. Good luck. I'll steal yours. Like, subscribe, all our social medias. Obviously, on YouTube, we've got We're flying on Instagram, aren't we? Actually, we're flying on Instagram. We've got TikTok, Spotify.
Yeah, Twitter.
Apologies. Follow us on everything. Like, share us. Get us at it. Get your questions in. And get supporting the boys. Get supporting the punters because we're coming at you and we're going to nail a load of bets this weekend. Bish.
Just one last thing. It's the big showdown this week in fantasy.
Oh,
we had to throw something in there. Get ready, Joe. I'm coming for you.
Bish, let's have it. Yeah, we do. We might have to. If you're free, Bish, we might have to do a little preview matchup or something because it's Joe v Bish on the fantasy. We didn't actually cover it on the show because we didn't see who our opponent was. But I'm coming for you, Bish. My team's looking strong for this week. It was weak last week, but I'm coming back. I think it's a long weekend for you, Bish. Looking at that stuff. All good. I will see you soon, Bishop. Enjoy the game. I'm jealous as anything, so enjoy the game and keep me updated on it all. If you can get some footage for us, Bish. I don't want to.
Stick it on Instagram. Get it on the story.
I will see you soon, Bish, and good luck over the weekend, except on fantasy football.
Yeah, you too.